When prophesying, always aim to be clear. I've seen people, whenever they try to minister in the prophetic, they try to speak like Shakespeare. Thus saith the Lord, thou art loosed. There's no need for that English. It is not more powerful. The prophetic word is powerful when it is clear. There's no need to use Shakespearean English to try and send your message across. All right? So always strive towards a clear message being released to the people, and have a culture of asking sometimes if the person has understood what you have said. But most importantly, I'm looking at your facial expression, because I'm looking for the point where what I've said might not have been clear, where I might have said something, because sometimes you can say something, but to the person it means something else, right? Or for example, you are prophesying to somebody that God is giving you breakthrough. But what you mean when you say God is giving you breakthrough, you are actually talking about breakthrough in finance. And that person probably is praying for marriage, and in their mind, they're thinking, God is giving me breakthrough in marriage. And then the marriage does not come to pass, but the financial breakthrough comes to pass. And they still will blame you that you prophesied to them something that never came to pass. But that would have been caused by you saying something that with a different meaning, and the person who's receiving it attaching it to something else that God might not have revealed. So it is important that we should always strive for being clear whenever we prophesy. I want to make sure that the message is clear. I want to make sure that I am not adding and I'm not subtracting. And at the same time, I want to make sure that this person is understanding exactly what God requires of them in this season. So if you are in your country, you can also make sure that if you are communicating in English, always be mindful of people that don't know English. So if there's an opportunity to speak in your home language for the person to understand, do it. There's no point in trying to get a video that has been done in English so you can share it to people around the world, whereas the person you were ministering to never understood what you said. So if it is a case of not knowing the language of the land, find somebody who can translate for that particular person, even though it might affect your flow, because there's a prophetic flow that is there. Sometimes, even myself, I have a prophetic flow that when I start prophesying, I don't really want to stop. I want to just keep speaking and speaking and speaking until I'm done. But sometimes that prophetic flow has to be cut off for the mere fact that somebody has to understand what you're talking about. And always be mindful of the time, so that the time does not make you to move under pressure. So what I want to do is that I want to prophesy to somebody in church the same way I would be prophesying to a person if it was just a one-on-one session. No pressure on time. If I'm, for some people whom I've done one-on-ones with here, you'll always realize that after I prophesy, I'll ask you, do you have questions? And sometimes I do that because I want to know if you have heard me the way that I have released the word. And sometimes you'll realize that people never understood what you were saying, even though it was just a one-on-one session with no distractions. So the core assignment of every prophet is to make sure that